Okay, so this tuning fork is for the pineal gland. I have a rose on mine right now, a little rose petal. But I'm popping on here to try this. I'm giving this a try. So tonight, I was gonna go fire spin. I just started fire spinning and I'm obsessed. It's brand new to me. It's like, I want to say it's out of my element, but it's not, because I'm actually very balanced in my elemental composition in astrology, and I resonate with that because I feel like I can kind of like work with all the elements. However, I'm a Leo rising, and then my Mars, my masculine energy, is in Sagittarius, and that's in my 5th house, which is the Leo house, which is like super fun and creative and playful. And so to have Sagittarius ruling my 5th house of play, but also have my masculine energy in there next to Jupiter, which is like amplification and also like abundance and luck, and it's also very fun loving. I really like my 5th house, so I have been able to really like summon this like fire bender in me, and so I just started fire spinning, and it came really naturally. And that's also like I live on Maui, and we do that. We do this. It's sort of like a rite of passage to start spinning fire. Maybe I'll put my little ropes back here. Oh, it looks like a heart. Wow. Okay, also this tea is, what is it? I made lemongrass and hibiscus, and there's also some blue lotus in here. So that's what I'm sipping on. But anyway, I'm rocking some space buns because I was gonna go spin fire tonight, but it got rained out. Blessings. We love a water blessing. So I thought I would try something new and pop on here and give a little check-in. I also just want to kind of play around a little bit. If anybody feels called to just tune in and tune up, turn up, tune up, let's do it. Okay. This is not my drum. I have not yet made my drum, but this is a dear sister's who's letting me borrow her drum. And this is actually like a really powerful one, but I'm gonna go, you know what, I may even, yeah, I think I'm gonna tap this. But this is just a little melody that comes through me very often, that I like to just sort of like lull to myself. So I want to share it with you if you feel called to tap into this rhythm, this melody. It's very trance-like. could go all night. But I wanted to share that. I actually have lyrics to it. It's my prayer that I sing when I'm working with grandmother medicine. I feel very called to start sharing about my relationship with her because it's pretty unique. I'm referring to ayahuasca, and she's the reason I can actually like do this and not be so scared. I had a huge block in my throat chakra for all my life, and at the same time I would receive all of these songs, like instantaneous downloads, like full songs that either came to me like over a period of time in chunks or just straight through. Also, I've found that like if I just sit down and just start writing, I can write a full song in a matter of minutes, and the melodies are beautiful, and then the lyrics just like come straight through. And I realized that this is something I should really be sharing soon. And I think part of so I needed to work with this medicine. For me, that was definitely part of my healing path, and so much so that I kind of had a crash course in these plants the past couple years. And so I really had an expedited journey with this medicine, and I was traveling all around either different islands or to Brazil, to the Amazon, specifically to make the medicine. So not just sit with the medicine, but to make the medicine as well, to work with these plants. And I'm so grateful that is where my journey led me the past few years. And at the same time, I would never have foreseen that for myself. But also, like, I didn't really have a clear vision of anything I wanted to do. I can share more about my story and like my experiences in life. I'm not very old in terms of numerology, like number of years, but I've had so many experiences throughout my 20s, and honestly just like throughout my life. But yeah, I would love to start sharing a little bit more about that too, because I think it's inspirational. I really do. I just sort of like exited the matrix, or like this time-space framework that we do currently operate within, or like most of society does. And I was just like, when COVID hit, I was like, no. I was living in New York City. I had graduated from college, and I was a New York City publicist for a few years, and I was doing like these amazing events and planning these like incredible parties for like my Moet Hennessy clients, like just like the top of the top in terms of craftsmanship and notoriety. I was so blessed because it was exactly what I wanted to do, and I didn't even know that's what I wanted to do with my life. But when I was little, I watched a lot of Sex and the City because I had a sister 10 years older than I am, and so she and my mom like would have that playing sometimes around the house. I'm a family of like all girls. We have a dad, but like 4 women in the house and my dad. And so like there's a lot of like MTV and like I grew up watching the Osbournes and stuff like that as a really young kid. But anyway, Sex and the City, ever since I was younger, I was like, wow, I don't know what she does, but I want to do what Samantha Jones does in terms of like her career. Just like the lavish parties and like this like insane clientele, and just like that. And I I rose right into that. I just like very much aligned with that because that was seated so deep in my subconscious from such a young age. And I like went to college not knowing that I had to choose a life path for myself when I was 18. Really blessed to have the opportunity to go to school, but I didn't know that I needed to like have the whole course of my life figured out by the time I was 18 years old. And so I was just like, I didn't even meet with my college counselor freshman year. I didn't know I had one, and so I missed all the meetings with her, and I just like signed up for random classes that I was interested in, and ended up having to tack on an extra semester eventually and do summer school because I wasn't on par with like any set career path, and so I just didn't know that that's what I was supposed to do. And so yeah, some crazy things. But anyway, I graduated eventually and I moved to New York City. I always knew I was going to move to New York City. I took some Parsons classes over the summers growing up, like art classes, and most of my family's from the city, and so I spent a lot of my summers in the city, and I started interning at this publicity firm, and it was just like, oh, okay, I think this is what I'm supposed to do for I think that sounds fun. And so it was. And so I was planning like couture shows for my jewelry client, my Italian jeweler client, and then like doing these like amazing Michelin star dinners for my champagne clients. And I was just like along for the ride, honestly. I was so grateful, and I was like, I don't know how I got here, but I'm grateful to be here. Anyway, COVID hit. I was like, I can't do this here, and I foresaw a lot of things coming that I really did not personally align with, and so I was like, okay, I gotta get out of here, and nobody that I know is like aligning with my thinking here, like seeing the same way I am, which is fine, not gonna push anything on anybody, but I gotta save myself. And so I found a family in France and was able to go live on a French island just through aupair.com. I'd studied French in school, and so I had grown up speaking the language a little bit just through my studies, and I moved to France when COVID hit, but I moved to Corsica, which is a whole nother story that I would love to share at some point. But anyway, I knew my life was not going to be conventional after that, and it hasn't been. I never re-entered like the workforce. I don't even like that term, workforce. What? And now I live on Maui. Been here for a couple years, almost a couple years. But I've been traveling and doing a lot with this medicine work and learning from my plant teachers and some beautiful, beautiful elders. And anyway, that song that I shared actually has lyrics to it, but I'm never gonna share that here because it's sacred. It's my prayer. And I work with this medicine alone. So I like to drink mama aya by myself. And she taught me this prayer. There's just my relationship with her is it's just she and I. You know, so the groups and stuff like that are so beautiful, and I love like co-creating in those spaces. And I've sat with a lot of different lines, and but ultimately my deepest work is when I'm working with her by myself. And so she taught me that song, and there are lyrics to it, but I don't want to sing it. But I'm telling you all of this to say that is my prayer, and it is something, the melody at least is something that I wanted to share with you because it's beautiful and very soothing, kind of like spellbound. There's like one time someone told me it was coaxing, and I feel that. I was sitting most recently in a women's circle, and I shared that song for the first time in a ceremony, and she told me that it was coaxing. And the medicine carrier who came from Peru in that ceremony told me that I needed to be sharing my songs. So that's what I'm here to do at some point. I love how this has just like decided to stay right here. My rose heart, that is so Magdalene. Wow, so divine. But yeah, I'm here to share songs with you guys at some point. But that's like, this is kind of my like little intro to that. It's like, let me just lay down this melody if anybody wants to sing along. It's such like a natural like heartbeat to Gaia. Hey, 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 hey. Ooh. it's so divine. Thank you for listening. If you have listened and tuned into this, I'm new to sharing on YouTube. It's something I've wanted to do since I was truly like a tiny child. My name is Nellie. It's Annabella, but here I would go by Nellie. Most of my life I've gone by Nellie. In France, I did go by Annabella, and in my career I did start going by Annabella in my publicity work, and then some people call me Bella. So I got like 3 names going at the same time. In France, they call me Bella, short for Annabella. Here on Maui, some people know me as Bella, but I'm Nellie. And when I was little, God, I'm just sharing so much and I'm all over the place, but I think that's kind of the point. That's kind of what I wanted to say, is like, I am not going to like tailor this. I'm just going to let it come out raw, authentic. I'm not even going to edit this when I upload it. It does usually come full circle, but this is kind of an introduction, like, yo, what's up, what's good, I'm Nellie, or Bella, or Annabella, whatever, I don't care. When I was little, my mom was like, do you want to go by Annabella? But she started, my name's Nellie, like, they called me Nellie since I was a tiny child as my nickname for Annabella, somehow. But I would say, no, I'm just Nellie and that's all. And so, tapping back into my inner child, I think she came here and she knew what's up. And I don't want to fuck with her because she knows what's good. And she came in on Halloween night and she said, yo, this is a crazy place I just landed in. By the way, it's Nellie. And so, she said, it's just Nellie and that's all. So, in honor of her, I'm going to say it's just Nellie and that's all. But you can also call me Annabella or Bella. I don't care what you call me. I have a lot of names. I love them all. And I do feel they cater to different facets of self. But to streamline things, if you would like to, I will introduce myself as Nellie, which I love. Like, all the artists that I know as, like, Nelly, like, the rapper, and, like, uh-oh, him, and Nelly Furtado, I, like, grew up on their music, so I like everybody I know named Nelly. I don't know many Nellies, so I don't know another Nelly, human, like, in the flesh. I don't have any friends named Nelly. It actually means light beam, which I think is so sweet. I do love that so much, and so the frequency of the name is like awesome. So call me Nellie, or don't. I don't care. What else do I want to say? I think this is where I'll leave it right now. But I wanted to check in. I wanted to drop in, leave a little sound signature. We got the Sri Yantra in the background, which is kind of like, if you looked at like the design of the universe, I feel like that's what it would be. And like, if you sing close to it, I feel like it just like ripples through the multiverse. Anytime I see a Sri Yantra and I feel called to like make sonic noise, I think it does pulse. So that's the intention here, just with this geometry and this song that means so much to me, that was taught to me by my ancestors and forces much greater than I, much more knowing, much more ancient than just this little human Nelly. Rippling that through the multiverse, it can't hurt. Not in these times we're in. Everything that I love first, for real, like big love bug over here. Again, though, like honoring all of it, very much not going to judge any of it, but anything that comes through me is going to be loving. It may be medicinal, it may not rub everybody the right way, At least not initially. I will trigger you probably. I have, but that's okay too. I've accepted that about myself. I think it comes with the dharma or the duty or the responsibility of having a Halloween birthday. We are the shadow workers. That's why we can be light workers. You can't be a light worker if you're not a shadow worker. So I'm constantly doing that. And so I can honor both. But what you're going to hear from me is going to be pure love. So yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling very like complete in this, even though I feel like I could also sit here and just talk to you all night. But I hope this reaches some peeps. What's good? Oh, I meant to tell you though, the whole reason that I told you my name Nelly, and talked was because I said I wanted to create a YouTube since I was tiny. Because when I was little, like little, I didn't sleep much. For a number of reasons. Also the Halloween birthday thing, but like we'll talk about that later. But I do want to say, I had like 75 to 89. That was like my count of stuffed animals in my bed on a given night. They all lived with me, and a lot of the times I would just sit up with my stuffed animals, like teeny tiny ones, and then also like big ones. I don't know how, but I had them all with me, and I was so weird. I also slept like with my feet. Let me see. I slept with my feet like this in a making this like diamond shape, like this. As a kid, I would go to sleep like with my pillow above my feet and my just like this. I'm so weird. Anyway, I would stay up at night and I would talk to nobody in particular, but like it was almost like a camera, but not actually, but it was like I was being broadcasted to like something more. I always knew that there was like something more. I didn't know about the Truman Show either until until I was like 20 something, and like a few years ago, and when I learned about the Truman Show, I was like, yeah, we're all really like living in our own Truman Shows. But like I felt like that as a kid, and so I would just stay up late because I was a night owl, total night owl, with all my stuffed animals, and I would be like, hi, welcome to Nelly's Nighttime Notes. And I would have like these oils that I would make, and I would just put them on my feet and like rub my feet. I always knew foot care was like the secret to life as a little kid. I was always like rubbing my feet or like taking care of my feet or like eventually like painting my toenails and things like that. But like yeah, I would stay up and I would give my feet some love, and I would talk simultaneously to no one in particular, but like, and I would just be like, hi and welcome to Nelly's Nighttime Notes. I was like 5 at the time. Throughout like high school, I would do this, and I would just be like, hi, welcome to Nelly's Nighttime Notes. Tonight I want to talk about this, or like today this happened, or like this is what I learned today, and like da-da-da, this was something beautiful, this is what really hurt my heart, this is what, you know, all the things. And I would just like reflect to nobody, but I had all my like animal fam in the bed, but I also knew I was talking to like spirit team. I also have like a lot of ideas about the multidimensional nature of our existence and like what is unseen to our human eyes and what's actually going on like intergalactically too. And so like I know that this is all being recorded, and I think I was really tapped into that as a little kid. Not like physically recorded on a screen, but like in the Akash, basically. So yeah, I would just like talk through my days and just drop a little wisdom. She'd be known. She knew what was up. I honor this child so deeply. I revere this child. It's a good egg. And my family joked too. They would say that I was hatched from an egg. was a kid, and I was like, okay, that tracks. But yeah, I really did just sort of like pop in here. I don't feel like I come here very often, but I do love it, Earth. And I'm very much like not the starseed escapist who like, my Pleiadian ancestors really want me back and I'm just praying to be beamed back up. Like, love that. And we are here. We here. We are here for the party. We are here for the ascension. We are here to build new Earth together. And that's, I feel like this Aquarian age, in my opinion, Pluto fully stationing in Aquarius, like not retrograding back into Capricorn at all anymore. Like the next 20 years, herein lies the age of Aquarius. Like that was the turning point, and we're seeing that in everything that's going on right now. And then we're gonna see that for the next 2 decades, which is so exciting. And the reason I'm talking about this is because this is why I'm here. Like I always knew I have an Aquarius moon, like total alien, but total humanitarian. And so I am here for this. I love you guys so much. I love us. It's such a gift to be human. But these are the times that I came for sure. And so all the songs that come through me, all the not teachings, I don't want to say that, but just like all the downloads that I received that I like then sit with and integrate and incorporate into my experience, and then eventually sometimes feel called to share with others. Like those things are all in light of this shift. So I am here for you. I'm here for me. I'm here for her. But I'm here for us. I'm here for this. And I am so excited about what our future holds. And I am so stoked to be here on Earth right now. It's fleeting, truly. And I love you all very, very much. I would not be here if I didn't. And I am also learning crazy lessons in my own experience and healing my heart and going through the ancestor work and doing stuff from my own lineage and all the things, you know? What a blessing. What a blessing. And I can't wait to get to know you better, and I can't wait to share a little bit more about myself here as well, because I do feel like some of my experiences should be shared. I think I'll leave it there. Didn't fire spin tonight, but I'm really grateful to be here because I got to do this with you. And yeah, talk soon. Follow the rose. The rose knows.